June. We are 1 month away from Canada Day. Now, if you recall, from year one, July featured a tournament for the heavyweight championship. For year two, we have a big enough roster to run a tag team tournament. So in anticipation of that, for July, June shall feature 8 teams, 8 tag teams. Now, if you recall from last event, I kind of regretted not opening with a title match. Well, we're starting out as strong as we can. The biggie, the heavy. For those of you, the baronial faithful, and I hear there's a lot of you, who feel that Baron Charles is overdue to hoist Canada's heavyweight championship, we have the opener of openers. As the Baron gets his shot at Big Mike. And if the Baron pulls this off, his millions and millions of adoring fans will have the remainder of the event to celebrate the new King of Canada. Match 2. From singles title to singles title, the return of Mexico Miguel, finally back from recovering from excessive blood loss from his previous encounter against the irredeemable Shota, the champion, the junior champion. And from here out, the 8 teams to acclimate us to next month's event, the Canada Day Tag Team Tournament. So match 3. So we have Team MMA Japan versus Team Terrible. The last of our homegrown titles to be defended. As alluded to previously, we cannot justify Team Satan challenging Team Terrible again for the Apex tag title. And I think I've thoroughly implied recently that Team MMA Japan is due for that honor. According to my records, this MMA Japan once before challenged Team Terrible for these titles. It was on New Year's Eve, and they were defeated. The challengers, that is. So speaking of tag titles, it's actually pretty cool. Okay. But we can put Team Satan in to compete for a lesser championship. And looky here. Mr. Stoic, Eddie Owens of DFW, is guesting here in Canada for the 3rd time. And your dear CEO has brokered a very special appearance by DFW's Tag Team Champions, part of whom is Owens. And they have so graciously agreed to put their title on the line. So, a mutually beneficial arrangement. The smaller, lesser-known DFW gets their championship shown to a larger audience. And Canada gets to have another high-stakes contest added to our event. And I'm sure they intend to return to dramatic fight wrestling, with belts remaining firmly around their midsections. And their match will be, if we go back to the main screen, if you look in basically middle left of the screen, you should be able to make out next to DFW Heavyweight Tag Team title, Kings Road. In deference to DFW's heavyweight champion, Matt Gibson, who has an S popularity. And you might also see he fights in the Kings Road style. So we're going to have the Kings Road DFW heavyweight champion. So we might as well give the populace the best possible match for this star. He's a two-belt champion. He basically rules DFW. Okay. That's the last of the title matches. Match 5. The rivalry has bred friendship, as the Canadian sensation and Blue Hair, having bonded over the sharpshooter contest, have built mutual respect and now make common cause as Team Sharpshooter. And they will face the remaining members of Jin Dynasty, the Trick Prince, and Strongheart. So, from the Jin perspective, looking upon the new alliance Blue Hair has formed, the Trick Prince himself might say, "How dare you team up with one of those Gaijin Canadians? Honor demands that you be punished." So, Jin will take to the ring first to personally punish Blue Hair. Blue Hair, not shrinking from the challenge, will start. And they will lock up to begin that match. Which brings us, this is getting to be a trend. We have a match 6 again. It's becoming a regular thing now. The main event. You might recall me treating, from last event, the Titan Wolf match as main event caliber. So why not profile it as such in the main event? Only this time, they've obtained tag partners with which to face each other. So we have Team Canada Blue reunites as a two-man team. They've been teammates in 6 tag action for quite a while now, but it's been a long time since, I think it's been, is it over a year now since these two just had a go as a duo? So they will be in against the Titan Kevin combo. Clad in black and white. So this main event, hopefully being an important match, hopefully that will improve Kevin's D trust, as you can see there, Kevin Owens. Trust D in the bottom right of the profile. So if KO Kevin Owens is to be a long-term fixture here in Canada, we do need to increase his happiness. And with that in mind, I'll get to the screen, I think, eventually. But you might recall the lounge. About a year ago, roughly, we built a lounge in time for Canada Day to try to keep trust from dropping. So before I got to this screen, I ducked into the training center and I repaired the lounge. It's still level 1. You can upgrade it, or you could just, like in my case, like the training center facilities and amenities and whatnot will, the condition will decline over time. So my training center had gone in my lounge had gone from good condition to normal condition, so it cost a few thousand just to get that back to good. So repaired that. So there you go. Hopefully we're both doing something to improve Kevin's trust by putting him in the main event, and by tidying up the lounge, hopefully he's less likely to lose. So that's the matches. Let's check on the venue. Top right there, we have a very cool audience forecast of 96. So close enough to capacity. I like it. $60 ticket price and a poster. We're still at the Rural Medium Hall. So I'm happy with that. Okay. So as I said, I was going to get back to the training center. But before I do that, so we'll go ahead and confirm the match card. Okay, so you can see there's one name in this list. You notice they're all faded except for one. So Ted Axel, fresh off of losing Canada's Heavyweight Championship. The $50,000 championship came to an end last event. Ted Axel needs rest, as you can see on the right in his profile, poor condition. So the Wise Man is the only sit-out, which is good, but fearing a scenario like last event in which we were short 5 guys, I think I should finally invest in medical at the training center. So as to ensure a healthy roster in time for Canada Day. And to make sure that all the guys I'm envisioning in that tournament are able to go, and they might need to wrestle 3 times if you get all the way to the final. So we will improve our medical components of the training center, and we will do so at a 10% discount even, thanks to the SRGM Construction Company sponsorship. So how do we do that? We'll go from the ground up here. So as we can see, I mentioned it, lounge. So under the repair column, it had gotten to about 4,000 in deterioration, if you will, of the lounge. It was only in normal condition. So rather than expand the lounge, which is over 75,000, I just figure, I'll just keep it at 1 and keep it in decent condition. I don't know. I think a 1-level lounge has served us just fine. I don't know. Don't really know. We're not having trust problems like roster-wide, so screw it. Also up to the rec room. I still have some scouting to do, find some new talent. And so these are both at a 10% discount, so we're just going to keep this rolling. So as we climb up, the next 5 sections, as far as I can tell by the description, all should help decrease the likelihood of health maladies. So we'll go through them one at a time. So clinic. Consult with doctor for health and self-care advice. Increase injury recovery speed. So that may help guys. I don't know if that actually means if a guy gets full on injured, like we saw Miguel injured for two months. Maybe this will decrease how long they're out for. So we're going to procure a clinic. Even if nothing else, consult with doctor for health and self-care advice. Hopefully that just, maybe it will help their condition from dropping to poor, like we see with Ted Axel. Okay, ring doctor. Physical examination to determine possible risk of injury. So maybe this might help prevent someone from suffering an injury at all. So 27,000. This is going to get expensive improving all these things, but I figure, in theory, it pays for itself in the long run as you keep guys from having to miss time, either 1 month or more possibly. So not cheap, but again, all this is 10% discount because of our sponsorship. So this is cheaper than it could be. Balance ball. Train your core to reduce chance of injury. So that's kind of self-explanatory. We like guys to not get injured. So if we can stave that off, it's well worth 900. It's very inexpensive. Also says increases attack and defense, but I mean, that's only really, I think, useful if you're planning to consistently battle other promotions, like you can do cross-promotion events. But I'm mostly planning to just confine my wrestling within my own organization, so I'm not that concerned about everyone's attack and defense going up because it's all going to be in proportion, right? Like if we all improve, we're not going to do any. No one's going to do any better against anyone else within the roster, in theory, anyway. So, anyway, point is we're taking this to reduce the chance of injury. Judo coach, so also to do with this, learn how to take a hit without getting injured. Sounds good to me. Also increases durability, so hopefully this will also help. Judo coach. Mat work coach. Put each other in joint locks to raise resilience to joint damage. Sounds good. I don't want guys to show up with red body, red arms, and red legs. So let's give that a go too. Also slightly increases durability. So I'm not sure if that would just make a guy last longer in a match or whether it'll actually decrease his likelihood of his health getting worse. I don't know. Might be able to look these things up on the internet, but for now I'm just going to improve these things because it's fun. Okay. Lastly, did I improve 5 already? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So so there's 5 I like to improve for health. Once you get above that, there's these 3 more things: grappling, dummy, medicine ball, sandbag. But they're all to do with, the only thing they do is increase attack and defense. Like 1 increases attack, 1 increases defense, 1 increases both. And again, if you're planning to fight other promotions a lot, yeah, you might as well do this. Because you want to defeat them, of course. But in this case, I mean, yes, and it may sound strange because in this very event we're about to do, we are about to have a cross-promotional match. We're facing another organization's tag team champion. So, but I don't know if these effects are going to even apply for this month, or whether it's something that might not even show up till next month. So anyway, the long-term plan is not to fight other promotions. It's not really something I really get that excited about. So it just feel like we're just kind of tossing money if we do this. So we'll skip these ones that only improve attack and defense. Because again, if we're mostly fighting each other, then really it's not going to make a difference in terms of match results. So with that in mind, the fear of 5 guys being eliminated, I improved 5 medical components of the training center to hopefully minimize people having to miss time. So that's good. Our expenses are pretty raging right now, but like we basically, all 7 of these items, the 5 health, lounge, rec room, we either upgraded or repaired all 7 of those things. So getting pricey, but like I say, it should pay for itself in the long run. It's like I say, I've seen 5 guys be out. That's a lot. So the sooner I get this stuff in place, the sooner I realize, well, I probably shouldn't have 5 guys out again. So I believe we're good. I believe. And then just looking ahead while we're here, the gym, we're getting close to capacity again, which means that if we want to keep expanding, which the plan is to keep expanding, we'll eventually have to upgrade the gym. And that won't be cheap at all. $270,000. That's our current total expenses. If you see in the top right, we got 276. So expanding the gym alone is 270. It's shocking. But again, it could be more because we got the 10% discount from sponsorship. So I believe that's everything. Sorry if I've rambled a bit, but this gives you a bit of a deep dive into some of the stuff if you might someday play the game yourself or just general curiosity. So, okay, I believe I'm ready to proceed. In fact, don't let me carry on, both because I shouldn't want to ramble ceaselessly and I shouldn't want to be tempted to spend any more money. Okay, we're good. We are good. Proceed. June, the month before Canada Month. And check that out in the top right. Well, let's go back to audience, the forecast. You notice how we had some unfortunate previous events where we had some no-shows. We would have like mid to high 9,000s, and then once the gate is accounted for, you know, people passing through the gates to come in, it was more like the low 9,000s. Well, checky here, it's turned around. We were only forecasting 96, but we had a bigger turnout than we expected. So we're actually a full house now. So happy day. And, you know, I think if you're a Baron Charles fan, which maybe you very well could be, he is fun to watch. I think the fact that we got a bigger turnout than we even anticipated is a testament to the popular movement for Baron Charles to be champion. And we won't need to wait long to find out. Match 1. As we start big as we can, for Canada's heavyweight championship. The Baron Charles, the people's champ, the people's choice, for the second time, attempting to be Canada's heavyweight champion. And to become so, he must overcome the only 3-time champion. The Baron has done so once before. Again, would earn him the top prize in Canadian wrestling. Baron loosens up his neck and almost gets his block knocked off by a spinning back fist. Big Mike lands the body slam. Combination of striking floors the Baron, but the Baron responds with a front face lock. Elbow to the spine knocks him down. We're now in motion with the Irish whip. Shoulder block. The big man, the big shoulder. But now he's tossed into the turnbuckle by the challenger. Attacking the foundation there. The Baron with a elbow to the knee and then the back there too. And the Baron replies with the big shoulder block. He's not small by himself. He's not small himself. Talked about that before. The Baron's a big man. And now he's going to utilize some of that awesome size. The steamroller, right squarely in the middle of the ring. calls for going the other way. Absolutely smearing, pasting his man on the mat across the main sponsor logo, Strong Management. And Big Mike not taking very kindly to that. He comes back with some offense. Into the turnbuckle again, reversed into the turnbuckle. And Baron goes to work with arm twists, shoulder smashes. Pretty exciting 3 minutes. Both men have had plenty of offense. Well. Poof. Forward pile driver into a victory roll. It's a lot of weight crashing down on the top of someone's head. Big Mike is not small. Now we have exchange of strikes. Takes a fair amount out of both men. Backbreaker submission. Both men landing some striking. And now the Baron Charles mind games early on here in the first 5 minutes. And, well, that's another type of game playing. The low blow, the ball shot. Baron Charles doesn't mind surfing outside the rules a little bit. Double arm suplex heaves his man back toward the center of the ring. Cross-face chicken wing submission. 6 minutes in. More of a wear down than a serious attempt at a victory. I seem to recall when the Baron did defeat Big Mike, it was only about, 10 or 11 minutes, so. Who knows, the finish might not be too far off. Oh. Headbutt down low, let's just say. Pants pile driver. So more than one pile driver employed by the challenger. Now here's some power. The press slam by Big Mike, who's now dazed. The surprise small package gets the 2 count. Might we see a superplex here? Big Mike is setting it up. It's reversed into a power slam sunset flip. And there's 3. Didn't I say the finish could come early? It was off a counter. Wow, I said for all we know we could have an early finish. I wasn't expecting 8 minutes and change. But there you have it. I guess, the element of surprise, that can factor in. Wow. Well, there you have it. The people demanded it. They have willed Baron Charles to the championship. He began in obscurity in the tag division, but the people declared he deserved better, and now, the best. The Baron Charles is Canada's heavyweight champion. Didn't take all that long. I guess there's a sense now that maybe the Baron Charles has Big Mike's number, because if you remember their very first match, they had the 100% match evaluation, razor close. Second match, it was significantly briefer. Now this one briefer still. So I guess that's as decisive as you need it to be. The decider, the rubber match, if you will. Baron Charles takes the title in just 8 and some odd minutes. Wow. Match 2 for Canada's Junior Championship. We've already seen one singles title change hands. Will we see a second? As Mexico Miguel, back from significant time off due to excessive blood loss, re-enters the ring to compete for this junior title again. Versus his Japanese opponent. We just saw the first Japanese Canadian heavyweight champion crowned in the Baron Charles. Can his countryman, the irredeemable Shota, hold on to his singles title? For the moment, we have Japanese dominance for the singles divisions. Miguel comes out with an eye rake, though, to start things off. And an eye poke. He's going dirty early. Starting this match off with a vengeance here. Maybe this is it's gotten awfully personal after all that blood loss. So he's going straight to the dirty tricks here. Needs some shots now, though. Shota's getting the striking going. And there's the counter strike. Tries to land that fireball. The swift Miguel gets the heck out of there in time. Now he's eating more strikes. Holding and hitting. Illegal in boxing. Just fine elsewhere. Mexico Miguel with the Texas Cloverleaf. Reversal. Chop breaker. Moonsault. Backflip. Into the pin. Pin attempt. So again with a surprise roll up. Not likely to finish anyone at the 3-minute mark. But 3 minutes, I did some back checking on the Baron Charles Big Mike rivalry. The second match was 11 minutes. Third match was 8 minutes. So the reason I mentioned it 3 minutes, that's how much the Baron Charles bettered his previous performance. Serious beatdown applied here, followed by the low blows. Shota starting to get a bit vicious too, perhaps. Tries to uncork that fireball again. Sidestepped by Mexico Miguel. That cloverleaf for the third time. This time in plain view of our main sponsor, Strong Management. Body slam into the corner. He's going to fly. The splash from the top rope. There's a definite wear down strategy going on here by the Mexican. Oh. Wow. Some sort of running brain buster. Tied him up like a pretzel for the slam, and then Wow, more pretzel tying. Was that Miguel's, as he hits the Frankensteiner, was that Miguel's go-to snack during his 2 months of recovery? Just watch the matches on TV eating pretzels, because that's been the strategy too. Pretzel tying. Do that torture grind submission. Mexico Miguel charging up. Backflip, moonsault, top rope. Across the back of his opponent. We've passed 8 minutes. It's around this time we saw a title change hands in match 1. Miguel looking to duplicate that feat. Flying off the top rope with the Huracan Rana type move. Okay. Why not have history repeat itself almost immediately? As big of Mexico Miguel pointing to the crowd. Wow. The card has started off kind of surprising. We've had two short title changes, two short-lived matches that resulted in title changes. Both singles titles have changed hands. Okay. Well, Mexico Miguel is back with a vengeance after having to take some time off due to blood loss. He's had plenty of time to think about this rematch and be hungry for it. And now he's regained the junior championship. We had singles dominance by Japanese wrestlers here in Canada very briefly. Only so long as it took. We had it after match 1. It lasted only as long as match 2. And Mexico Miguel with a triumphant return from injury. He's now Canada's junior champion, I believe for the second time. So third match in a row in which Japanese wrestlers are challenging for Canadian heavyweight championships. It is, in this case, Deathblow Ken, who is being preceded by Black Dragon God. As we talked about, they've been embroiled in a singles rivalry with expectation they'll probably team up again. And surprise, surprise, Team Terrible is needing new opponents because they just continue to dominate. So it's a lot to ask for Ken to finally achieve his goal of being the leader of the tag team champions. He's been the second. If you remember, he teamed with Kenny Omega to win these titles, but Omega's name is in the record book, Ken's is not. As we look at Canada's heavyweight tag team champions, that's what Ken is up against. He locks up straight away with the bear. That's what Deathblow has to find some solution for if he's ever to have his name inscribed in that hallowed list of tag team champions. We know he's been the champion in the tag team. But there's that extra bit of prestige to be the leader. Can he pull this off? Team Terrible has looked pretty unstoppable in recent months. Well, both members of Team MMA Japan in there trying to get something done against the bear. Terrible Ted emerges and hits the Snapmare. And then the Slapmare. See what I did there? Well, Black Dragon God drops down into the armbar from the underside. That's certainly one of his trademarks. But then he's got to cope with a bear hug. Well, Terrible Ted, having handled both challengers reasonably well on his own for a while, turns it over to Jason the Terrible. Executes the body slam. Body slamming his way across the ring toward the challenger corner. Well, he is just ragdolling Black Dragon God right now. We're used to Terrible Ted opposing his will physically, but you know, his animal handler, Jason, is no slouch himself. Sidewalk slam. Stomp to the gut. Takedown into the mount of strikes. And 4 minutes. And, you know, this match is particularly interesting. This is no ordinary title defense. But as we say, the plan is next month, we're planning to run the tag team tournament. So who's going to be champ for that? This match will determine it. Who's going to be the defending tag team champions going into the Canada Day Spectacular version 2. It's time for the tags. Okay, double team on the vertical suplex. As we said, when Team Satan was pursuing these titles, double team up activities, paramount for the challengers, for any team comes in here and thinks that they can withstand the awesome power of the bear, Terrible Ted. So repeated shots there, shooting in was Deathblow Ken, but you know, a bear is big, but it's agile too, and he backs off, avoids those takedowns, and then tries to take down of his own. Ultimately gets it. Wow, just bear handling his opponent there. Some sort of mounted slam. And now we're into the guillotine choke. Well, that's been the theme of this event so far. Early finishes. If you have a little bit of a ADD, I don't mean to make a joke out of it, but if you're as the Canadian crowd approves of their Canadian boys holding on to these tag titles, if you have a bit of a short attention span, if you get bored early, then this is the event for you. We've had 2 8-minute finishes followed by, that has to be a record, doesn't it? Have we seen any? Well, we might have had I don't know if we had any premature critical finishes. Because when you get a critical hit, that ends the match abruptly any given time. In previous promotions I've run, I think I saw like a 17-second finish one time because someone just hit a miracle move in the early going. But as far as matches that had a conventional finish, under 7 minutes, 6 minutes 42 seconds. Well, I'm getting very curious now here how the rest of this event's going to go. I feel like I should talk for a while just to sort of pad out the duration here, because it seems like we might have a pretty short duration on this event if this trend continues. But yeah, I mean, the price we pay for this kind of premature finish is match evaluation 63. I mean, I'm sure the Canadian crowd would like to see their Canadians hold on to this title, but at the same time, it almost was over before it got started. So there you go. That's the dominance of Team Terrible on display again, this time to the extreme. The guillotine choke, Terrible Ted. Just as I talked about how important this would be for Ken and his validation, loses about as badly as he could. And so Team Terrible, Canada's own, will go into Canada Day, presumably to defend their tag team titles in the Canada Day Spectacular version 2 for the tag titles. Still champions. We have concluded the 3 Canadian championships, but there's still one more title to be defended here. The DFW Tag Team Championship. Match 4. And it will be challenged for by Team Satan. Let's say the regrouping Team Satan. Having convinced us, probably, that they just don't seem to have what it takes to defeat and dethrone Team Terrible from the Canadian Tag Team Championship. They will now try their luck at Dramatic Fight Wrestling's tag team. And here are their champions right now. Mr. Stoic making his 3rd appearance here in Canada. Eddie Owens, as we learned, cousin of Kevin Owens. He precedes the DFW heavyweight champion, 2-belt champion Matt Gibson. So these guys probably feel pretty confident that they'll be retaining their titles up against the down on their luck Team Satan, but the General comes out with a body slam. Arm drag takedown. Classic. Then Matt Gibson runs him over. Not a lot of movement out of Matt Gibson so far. You might say that he's Mr. Stoic. He seems to be content to allow Satan's General to come to him and then reverses. Vertical suplex. Out of the ring is Satan's General. But then he goes down low. Change the complexion of this. Knee drop to the skull. Oh, jeez. Flips his man over.
2, 3.
I'm sorry, what? 3? I know those were some meaty ball shots he dug in down low, but okay, maybe that's the record? We wondered if the Team Terrible set a record? That's 1 minute and 51 seconds. Okay. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? What the heck happened here? Why did it seem like DFW's heavyweight champion Matt Gibson basically kind of laid down and didn't really fight back hardly at all? Something's not right here. So here's what happens. Eddie Owens grabs the 2 title belts for DFW. He comes into the ring. He hands one to Satan's General. He hands the other to Satan's Foot Soldier. And then he takes hold of a microphone and says to the Canadian crowd, I arranged to have DFW's tag team titles turned over on a silver platter to the Canadian wrestling promotion. That was the price of Mr. Stoic becoming a permanent roster member here in Canada. So get used to seeing this face, because you're going to be seeing it on a regular basis now. Mic drop, I suppose. And that's that. We have new DFW heavyweight tag team champions. And the title belts now reside here in the Canadian wrestling promotion. We have new tag team champions. So, I guess I might as well just state it in plain English, confession style. I screwed DFW and essentially stole their tag team titles by cutting a secret deal with Eddie Owens, who has made it clear for a while that he wants to join this organization. So we made a deal, we made it happen, and we've added a new title to this promotion. Dick move, maybe? Another way to phrase it is business is business. So, nothing but weird so far, right? We've yet to have a match go 10 minutes, and the average card rating is kind of upsettingly low, 71. We've been used to 80 or up close to 90 sometimes. And now we're... Let's just continue. Let's keep this insane party going. Perhaps we can get some normalcy reestablished here. And who better to bring some sensation into an increasingly WTF event than the Canadian sensation, along with blue hair, Team Sharpshooter. Facing the remaining members of Jin Dynasty, Trick Prince and Strongheart. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this fifth match will be our first to go 10 minutes or more. Okay. So the Trick Prince, leader of Jin Dynasty, eager to get his hands on what he perceives to be the traitorous blue hair. And had some knee strikes there earlier. Now he's eating an elbow. Blue hair wasn't going to duck into the apron and wait while someone else starts. He's quite content to get in there right away and face his former leader. Body slam. Or those knees to the face. And what a good time for some new tag teams to form as well, because as you probably noticed, we now have 2 tag team championships here in the Canada wrestling promotion. Sometimes I use that word Canada and Canadian interchangeably, but I guess legally we're registered as Canada. Sometimes I refer to it in terms of it being a nationality rather than a country. Anyway, the Canadian sensation is in there. Body slam across the Strong Management logo. Main sponsor. Let's get a double team going on there. 2-on-1. Strongheart gets slapped around a little bit, tossed out of the ring. Did I say Strongheart? The Canadian sensation. I'm looking at Strongheart. I'm talking about the Canadian sensation. S words. Wow. Some sort of European uppercut to set up the Some sort of top rope slam. I'm not even sure what that is. So we'll no longer call that a 3D because these are not 6-tag matches anymore. We're going to have to go back to calling that the assisted powerbomb. How long will it be until we get back to the 6-tag championship being defended?
5 minutes gone.
I have no set plan. It'll sort of happen organically, I suppose, someday. More time goes by and the more people get added to the roster, such as Eddie Owens, Brainbuster. Someday, there'll be an abundance of talent to the point where it almost seems silly to not run the 3-on-3 6-tag title. Sharpshooter, by the way. I feel like Blue Hair overall is more inclined to attempt that hold than his partner, the Canadian sensation, who joins the ring. Trick Prince Tombstone. Back body drop. Dueling back body drops into the sleeper hold. Arm drag takedown. Old school. The body slam. Sensational slam. Boot. Uppercut. Combination striking. Just sensational. As is that neck breaker, that Rick Rude style neck breaker. Now we're trading shots. We're at 8 minutes. 8 and change has been our longest match so far in the first 4 matches. If the Canadian sensation had submitted there and kept this to be an 8 some odd minute, I would have snapped, I'm afraid. Was that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker? We might not be able to salvage this card as being a great success, but wow. Okay, well, I may have screwed up some names there, because that was the 3D the Dudley Boys used to do. We're going to call it the assisted diamond cutter. Earlier on, I might have miscalled a move, a double T move. Forgive me, I'm a little screwed up right now. I was working in the yard all day. I'm having a little bit of trouble talking and thinking. Dragon, screw leg whip into the sharpshooter again. But even if I botch call this match a little bit, it's not as though it's for Tyler or anything. So rear choke here applied. Trick Prince makes the save, knee drop. Yeah, I can't stop yawning now. I'm tired and a little bit run down by labor, physical labor. Meanwhile, there's a match going on. Some sort of arm trap, neck crank. 12 minutes. We're already like 50% longer than any other match on this event so far. Finally, it took 5 matches, but we have a normal match. Surprise roll up. No early finishes, no weird results, no controversy, at least not so far. Snap, suplex. Torture grind. I should probably get some sleep before I film the main event. So I can call that match properly. Anyway, someone missed with an off the top rope. Oh, the tombstone is reversed. Strong hard stretch. A bit of weird miscommunication between teammates there, resulting in a collision. You have a Frankensteiner into a pin. Now all 4 men in the ring. Dueling submissions. Submission attempts. Sensational slam. Tag in blue hair. Softening his man up. Sensational softening up. Trading blows. Falling fist. Bulldog knee working well as a team, I would say. Is Jin Dynasty. Strongheart has a long way to go to make the save there, but ultimately succeeds. And Jin Dynasty looking pretty good here working together as a duo. Blue hair is going to fly. Wow. Rolling leg drop from the top rope. Back suplex. Fire jumping power bomb deep in the sharpshooter corner. 2.9. And the Trick Prince is going to fly. Flying double stomp to the butt. For some sort of leg trap submission hold. Sensation breaks it up and he's charging up the fist. Meanwhile, you're going to see a Phoenix Plex. Not the legal man, however, but he tags off in any case. Trick Prince mounts the blue corner for again coup de grace to the crotch. Crotch de grace.
20 minutes gone.
So that's merely an assisted power bomb. That might have been what I miscalled earlier. I might have called that the... I'm not sure. Not going to dwell on it. Try to be accurate where possible. I'm a human. I can make mistakes. I should just let that go. We have a match going on anyway. Brain Buster. Diamond Cutter. Sensation flies in the red corner. I believe that's called the Japanese leg roll clutch. Seems like the Sensation is quite content to try to finish Team Japan in whatever form it takes using that move. I guess he's trying to not just win, but win in a way that really drives the point home. Making it personal, perhaps. Dragon Screw Leg Whip. So It's 2-on-1, but Blue Hair is holding his own, and then he hurls Strongheart out of the ring. Ew, just brazen closed fist to the face there. Some more confusion, miscommunication. Some variation on the Alabama Slam. Moonsault, backflip. Huh. And it would seem as though the Trick Prince has gained a measure of revenge for Blue Hair Hair's leaving Jin Dynasty. I was going to say treachery, but I mean, he's a grown man. He's got free will. He can choose what he wants to do. But yeah, Jin Dynasty not used to winning, actually. Lost most of the 6-tag matches. Finally, back into the win column, and a very refreshing 98% match valuation. That's more what we hope to get. What do we have? We had a couple, first couple matches were around 80. They were short-ish, but not too short, so the rating wasn't bad. And then we had a couple of more unconventionally brief matches. Paid for it with a match evaluation. Now we get just a good old-fashioned tag team match that had meat on the bone and went nearly 25 minutes. And I'll take a 98 anytime. All right. I decided to say screw sleep. Let's get to the main event. Besides, the sooner I can finish the event, the sooner I can upload it. And then the sooner people who are going to be ecstatic that Baron Charles won the championship and that Charles is now in charge, we will find out even sooner the good news. So, we just got to look at Team Black and White. I'm unofficially calling them. It can be Team Canada Black and White. And this will be Team Canada Blue. These guys taken to the ring as a duo for the first time in a long time. And Kevin Owens gets his first taste of the main event here in Canada. We said the Titan and the Wolf decided to extend their rivalry into tag action. Body slam. Big body slam. This will be the first ever team up. As we see the clubbing blow. Big Titan. Body slam in return. Half crab. First team up ever for Big Titan, Kevin Owens. And we're up against, as we see, a double arm suplex, Team Canada Blue, who's been tag team champions. Just not recently. Body slam, elbow to the face. High kick lands. Atypical. European uppercut. Seems to me that when... Oh, looked like Big Titan was just about to fling Omega out of the ring with the body slam. Only to have Wolf Hockfield save his partner. That damage and that ending. Back to the body slam. And KO Kevin Owens. It's his first go in the ring. Assisted powerbomb. So it's Kevin versus Kenny now. Trading shots. It looks like we're going to get the two thick men in the ring together. KO Kevin Owens and Wolf Hockfield. Well, it looked like the Wolf was trying the vertical suplex out of the ring trick. KO counters. Reverses it. Eye rake. Who gets his Titan tag partner in there. And then he even assists him. Saves Titan from a
5 minutes gone.
bit of damage there. With the save. We're going to get all four men in the ring as we get the simultag. Simultagulous double vertical suplex. It's one way to get the big man up. Work together. He's a heavy dude, that Kevin Owens, you can tell. Wow. Looked like some sort of Franken brainbuster Steiner. He didn't just fling his man, he drove him down on the back of his neck. Franken brainbuster? Did I just coin a term? DDT. I didn't coin that. It goes back to Jake the Snake Roberts. So hopefully we can get another barn-burning match. If we could just get another 98%er. I wonder if that might salvage our average match evaluation and make this a great success after all.
Golden Trigger!
But speaking of great successes, that's a successful move. Nice teamwork. The double team. Double arm suplex. Clothesline, half crab. Kevin Owens in with the save and the stomp. Assisted powerbomb. Just 9 minutes. Wow, pop-up diamond cutter.
1, 2.
KO knows a thing or two about pop-ups. I believe he has a powerbomb. Wow. Whirling powerbomb, speaking of which. Speaking of powerbombs. KO with the save again.
10 minutes gone.
Yeah.
Spinning back suplex. Kenny with the kicks. Elbow to the back of the head. We're deep in the black and white corner. Figure 4 leg lock. Big Titan seems rather unconcerned with saving his partner. He'll be alright, that's good. Back to trading shots. Can't help but eyeball the clock a little bit because I'm thinking, if this could be another 24-minute match, we might just get the big match evaluation. Anyway, the running backsplash. By KO. Vertical suplex in response. Atomic Drop.
Give up. Give up.
Yeah, I think some guys that haven't been used to 2-on-2 lately, getting in there and having a
Yeah.
high-profile tag team match. I think what was that? The Full Nelson Suplex. Good for both teams as we head toward the second Canada Day Spectacular. We'll have the tag team title tournament, presumably. Get these guys a chance to either acclimate or reacclimate. Wolf and Kenny get to brush up on their old teamwork, and both Big Titan and Kevin Owens get a taste of it. Pretty sure neither of them have ever tagged up in this organization before. So no, KO has not. He just got here. He's only his second match. Easy to remember that. Big Titan's been with us from the very beginning, but pretty sure he's never tagged. If I'm wrong, leave it in the comments. But anyway, backbreaker. KO calling to the crowd. Kenny comes in for the save, but Wolf is pretty badass. He's not going to lay down that easily. Unless maybe there's a bear involved, in which he's been subdued more than once. And that might be his fate coming up. Because if this team presumably enters the tag team tournament, they might just face Team Terrible again. Full Nelson Suplex. Reverse. Atomic Drop. Drop kick to the back of the head. Familiar move from Big Titan, as he likes to exploit his opponent's vulnerability. Hip toss. I was about to say we're back in the blue corner, but it depends on how you look at it. It's Team Blue's corner. They are in the red corner. Physically. We just saw the super bomb. Big Titan booting his way out of trouble, gets his own tag partner in the ring. Now it's 2-on-1 the other way. As Wolf uses up his time and is forced to retreat. Can Team Black and White Canada get some team up going here? In a way. I mean, Titan set up his man to be vulnerable, and KO capitalized, stomped to the back of the head. Yeah. Big Titan and KO don't have nearly the same experience. There's that shooting star press. Black and White doesn't have nearly the same tag experience here in Canada, but they're still two big, rough dudes. And we saw that running stampede power slam. Back suplex. We approach 20 minutes. Yeah, so
20 minutes gone.
hopefully the crowd's getting quite a lot of enjoyment out of this. Hopefully it'll be critically acclaimed. We'll see that double knee team up knee smash. Small package. 2.0, or rather large passage. Large package on the 2.9. Wolf, Hawkfield, Big Titan, two of the bigger guys that we have around here. Powerbomb. Nothing small about these dudes. But too deep into the I don't know if I want to call it the blue corner or the red corner. I sort of screwed that up a little bit, I guess. But no, I mean, part of the problem is Wolf Hawkfield could be blue or red, right? He's got both colors. Vertical suplex, so he could be in either corner. There was bound to be some confusion if I wanted to call these corners by color, or the teams by color. Anyway, Exploder suplex, by the way. Exploder. Back body drop as Team Canada Blue goes to work 2 against 1. Big Titan sets his man up with the elbow, confuses him, and there's the spear. But again, we're in the Wolf and Kenny corner. All 4 men in the ring, confusing, guys colliding. No shortage of confusion. Hopefully this serves to be a wild affair. Clothesline just flattens Omega. Hopefully the wildness of this affair will contribute to a good time being had by all, viewers and critics alike, and we will see another top match evaluation. I'm just going to predict because it would irritate me the most. We'll finish with an average evaluation on the card for 79%. Double knee to the face. Armbar across the strong management. Sponsorship. I don't know if my number prediction was drowned out there, but 79. 1% short of a great success, I'm calling it. Body slams the big man. Flying front drop kick. Counter kick. Wolf Hockfield went for the high kick. KO sidestepped it, went for the middle kick. And then bowls his man over with his size. Assisted powerbomb. Kevin Owens thinks the crowd should approve of this. Fire, jumping powerbomb, but not against the legal man. And we've got our 25-minute match. There's that spear. Now we're deep in the black and white corner. Will this be enough for a finish? Titan spear only 2.9. The partners are in there too. We just saw a backbreaker. Shoulders in the midsection. Trapped in the turnbuckle. There's the exploder suplex. Oh no. I say oh no because I don't want the Wolf to be injured for the Canada Day tournament. That'd be no good. It was a spectacular finish though. Devastating. But I guess there was always that chance someone could get hurt. I mean, we weren't going to just take the month off. Would have just missed out on revenue. We sort of had to cross our fingers that nothing like this would happen to anybody. But well, he's a tough guy. Wolf Hockfield's a tough guy. He's a big guy. Maybe he's not injured. Maybe. Well, guess we'll just have to see. Spirited main event. Did I call it? Average card rating 79% in your top right. So 2 great matches. The 2 non-title matches were the real, successes in terms of matches. First couple were around 80%. Second couple were around 60. And then 98-95 to close it out in the non-title matches to try to salvage that rating. So close. I hate it when I'm just so frequently so right. It can be annoying. Because sometimes I can see the writing on the wall and it's not good, and to predict it it hurts even more. Well. And there we have it. Team Satan. Tag team champions. Just not Canada's tag team champions. They are the Dramatic Fight Wrestling tag team champions. So a mere success. So because, perhaps again, owing to the Baron Charles's popularity, we went considerably over our audience projection. Extra 500 people packed that venue to get a look at the Baron win the title. He's Canada's heavyweight champion. So that's a very ominous income, a very fitting income though, because Team Satan just became champions. And what's the number of the beast? Yeah, you probably get the reference. Anyway, expenses were high. We spent like 100,000 or I don't know more maybe on the training center. Discounted though, it's well worth it. I don't regret it. And so our profit, a little under 400,000, which makes our assets a little under 3,500 as we get to the halfway point on the year for year 2. So, being halfway through the year, you know what that means? July is next. Canada Day is next. And we will have the second iteration of the Canada Day Spectacular Tournament for Canada's Tag Team Championship. So join me for that.